Have you ever watched your whole life burn down through the reflection in someone else's eyes? I saw it in hers, the night I finally understood. It wasn't the scent of another man's cologne clinging to her clothes or the late-night work dinners that stretched into the dawn. It was the flicker of pity in her gaze as she handed me my pain medication, her touch lingering just a second too long. She thought I was a broken man, trapped in a body that had failed me after the accident. She thought I was too weak to notice the hushed phone calls, the sudden password changes on our bank accounts, or the way she smiled at her phone. She and he, our trusted financial advisor, thought I was a ghost in my own home, but a ghost can see everything, and they never saw me coming. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel. Tell us where you're from and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. The first hint was small. A charge on our Amex for a dinner at Alinea on a night she was supposedly visiting her sick mother in Naperville. I was chairbound, recovering. My world shrunk to the four walls of our Lincoln Park brownstone. I had nothing but time. Time to think. Time to notice the little inconsistencies that pile up into an avalanche. Sarah had become efficient. Her affection was a checklist item ticked off between calls with David, our advisor. Just sorting out the portfolio, she'd say, her voice a little too bright. David's a miracle worker. Oh, he was a worker. All right. I started digging. Late at night, fueled by a cold fire that burned hotter than any pain, I taught myself to navigate the digital trails they thought they'd erased. Encrypted chats, hidden folders, transfers. Small at first, then larger. A steady siphoning of my life's work, my inheritance, our future. It was a slow, meticulous bleed. It weren't just cheating. They were erasing me. One transaction at a time. The humiliation was a physical weight, pressing down on my chest. She would come home smelling of expensive wine and David's smug satisfaction and play the part of the doting wife, fluffing my pillows while her mind was on my money. They felt untouchable, I let them. I played the part of the oblivious invalid, my face a mask of weary gratitude. Inside, I was rebuilding myself, piece by strategic piece. The breakdown came one night, silently in the dark. Tears I didn't know I had left streamed down my face. Not for the love I'd lost, but for the fool I'd been. That was the last tear I shed for her. The next morning, I called my lawyer, a shark I'd known since my days on the trading floor at the CBOT. We met in secret. I laid out the evidence, every text, every transfer, every lie. We didn't just want a divorce. We wanted annihilation. We set the traps. A quiet freeze on the accounts they were pillaging. A private investigator who documented their every sordid meeting. From the Peninsula Hotel on North Michigan Avenue to their cheap trysts in a rented apartment in the West Loop. The final piece was the annual charity gala her father's foundation hosted. The pinnacle of Chicago's social calendar. Sarah was on the board, of course. She gave a speech about loyalty and family, her voice dripping with false sincerity. She looked radiant. David was there, her +1, looking like the king of the world. They thought they had it all. My money, my life, my legacy. As she finished her speech to thunderous applause, the screens behind her, meant to display a slideshow of charitable works, flickered, and then it began. Photos, texts, bank statements. A highlight reel of their betrayal, broadcast for the city's elite to see. The silence in that ballroom was a living thing. I watched it all from a tablet in my lawyer's office, a glass of whiskey in my hand. I saw the color drain from her face. I saw her father, a man I respected, look at her with utter disgust. I saw David trying to slink away before security stopped him. It was all there, the affair, the theft, the sheer breathtaking arrogance of it all. She was ruined, socially, financially, legally. The divorce was a formality. The fraud charges stuck. Her family disowned her. The last I heard, she was working as a waitress somewhere in the suburbs, a shadow of the woman who had tried to destroy me. Sometimes late at night, I walk through the empty rooms of this house, the silence a testament to the storm that passed. I won. I got it all back. But victory feels a lot like being the last man standing in a graveyard. The end.